Well, Mimaki is very glad to be here in the Africa show, the first FESPA Africa, and we introduced for the African continent our JV300 that we introduced at FESPA Munich about 6 weeks ago. So it's really fantastic to have the machine here. It's been performing really well, and the African market is looking out for this machine, giving very high speeds for very good quality. The nice thing is that we see that the African continent now finally is changing their quality norms. They are getting into the European style of high quality, and that's where this machine fits in perfectly. I think that in general, all our equipment is being accepted globally, so there's no really big differences. What I do see that in South Africa is that the textile market is really picking up in South Africa. We see a lot more textile applications appearing, soft signage, but even garments, which is traditionally an old South African industry, is coming back into the digital area. So with Mimaki equipment, you know, we are able to supply those machines into the market, and I think it's a good timing. We see quality being enhanced, we see people wanting better machines, more reliable machines. Service is getting a lot better than it used to be. So I think overall, South Africa in general is very comparable to the European or the American markets. I think there's two reasons. One reason is FESPA Africa is accessible for the African nations. It's very difficult to get into Europe or getting into the USA for shows, and they can come to the South Africa show quite easily because of visas. That's one reason. Second, hey, do you want to sit 11 hours on a plane or 2 hours? This is realistic. 2-hour plane flight is a lot easier than what we have to do to come to South Africa and sit 11 hours in the plane. So it is better location, it is better, it's closer to the customer. And we got to remember that there are differences where silkscreen printing is getting slower in Europe. It is still a booming business here. So there are a lot of differences when it comes to market. And it's better to be local. So I think FESPA Africa is a great addition to the FESPA portfolio. It's great for us, Mimaki, that we can be closer to the African continent and to our African customers. I think we're quite surprised how well the show has been. It's been quite international, although South African dominance when it comes to visitors is still there. It is a new show for the African continent. They have to get used to the FESPA way of doing things, you know, the professionalism of a show. I think if we look at overall and I look back at this show, it's been quite successful.